As this exercise 1.3 is based on quantifiers, quantified statements, dual, negation of compound statements, converse, inverse, and contrapositive of implication, within which question number 1 and question number 2 is based on first quantifiers, quantified statements, and duals, and question number 3 and question number 4 is based on negation of compound statements, converse, inverse, and contrapositive of implication. So let's start with negation of compound statements. So negation of compound statements indicate negation of conjunction, negation of disconjunction, negation of implication, negation of by implication. So negation of conjunction is nothing but negation of P and Q is equivalent to negation of P or negation of Q. So negation sign is spreaded over the bracket and it reverts the and sign in or, like duals. But it is not exactly duals. Here negation sign is spreading over this bracket, so called negation of conjunction. Like this, the second is negation of disconjunction, means negation of P or Q is equivalent to negation of P and negation of Q. These two are also known as De Morgan's laws. I repeat, negation of conjunction and negation of disjunction are also known as De Morgan's laws. Now, negation of implication. Negation of implication is negation of P implies Q is equivalent to P and negation of Q. I repeat, negation of implication is negation of P implies Q is equivalent to P and negation of Q. Now fourth compound statement is with by implication. So negation of compound statement by implication. To study negation of by implication, we must know what is by implication. As we all know, P implies Q has two headed arrows, which means P implies Q and Q implies P. So there is again combination of P implies Q and Q implies P in within P by implies Q. So to find negation of this bijection P by implies Q, we consider this P implies Q and Q implies P format, and its negation is given by negation of P by implies Q is equivalent to P and negation of Q. It is obtained by using negation of implication. Again, this and is converted to or, and again for this implication, this negation of implication is used as Q and negation of P. I repeat, negation of P by implies Q is equivalent to P and negation of Q or Q and negation of P. This is all about negation of compound statements. Now we study converse, inverse, and contrapositive of implication. Let's move to next one. Converse, inverse, and contrapositive. What is mean by converse, inverse, and contrapositive? These all words, these all concepts belongs to the implication sign. So for implication P implies Q, we can obtain three implications called converse, inverse, and contrapositive. And this is the table. The following table help you to study the converse, inverse, and contrapositive. So for a statement pattern which is in the form of P implies Q, its converse is Q implies P. It's just interchange of P and Q. Inverse, negation of P implies negation of Q, means negation is applied to both the components, then it is known as inverse, and negation and interchangement is known as contrapositive, as negation of Q implies negation of P. So I repeat, for P implies Q, its converse is Q implies P, Inverse is negation of P implies negation of Q. Contrapositive is negation of Q implies negation of P. So along with this much theory, we are studying this exercise 1.3. It's question number 3 and question number 4. So exercise 1.3, its question number 3 is about write the negation of the following. So first question is x plus 8 is greater than 11 or y minus 3 is equal to 6. Remember friends, it is not asked what is value of x and what is value of y. He is saying find negation of this one. First of all, we write this all statement pattern statement in statement pattern in logical form. For that we need P and Q. So we forget this one in P and Q as P as x plus 8 greater than 11 and Q as y minus 3 is equal to 6. So with or it is connected. So with or means P or Q is statement pattern of this given question, and its negation, we know that negation of P or Q is negation of P and negation of Q, and with this statement pattern negation of P and negation of Q, this above question above statement pattern with its negation is written as the negation of this statement is negation of P means x plus 8 is less than or equal to 11, where it was previously x plus 8 is greater than 11, its opposite is less than or equal to 11, and y minus 3 is not equal to 6, which is exactly opposite to Q. So negation of Q is y minus 3 is not equal to 6, and there is and in between those two statements. Instead of or, it is converted in and. Like this, you can find negation of any statement. Let's see second question. 11 is less than 15 and 25 is greater than 20. Here P is 11 is less than 15 and Q is 25 is greater than 20. And there is connective and. So statement pattern is P and Q. Its negation is negation of P or negation of Q. So in full statement form, it can be written as the negation of given statement is 11 greater than or equal to 15, which is negation of P, or 25 is less than or equal to 20, which is negation of Q. By this way, we can solve next question also. The next question is quadrilateral is a square if and only if it is a rhombus. If and only if indicate by implication. So P is quadrilateral is square, Q is quadrilateral is rhombus. And here if and only if indicate the statement pattern is in the form of P by implies Q. And we know that negation of P by implies Q is P and negation of Q or Q and negation of P. So in full statement form, it is written as quadrilateral is square, it is for P, and is denoted here by but. It is not a rhombus. It is not a rhombus is for negation of Q. Or quadrilateral is rhombus, it is for Q, and is indicated by but, not a square is for negation of P. So I repeat, quadrilateral is a square but it is not a rhombus, or quadrilateral is a rhombus but not a square. Instead of but, you can put and also. Let's move to next question. Next question of exercise 1.3 is again the same. It's fourth question. It is cold and raining. So there are two statements. It is cold, it is raining. We assign them as P and Q. The and its conjunction implies statement is in the form of P and Q, and its negation, we know it is negation of P or negation of Q. And in complete statement form, the negation of given statement is given by it is not cold or not raining. Both are with negation sign, and connective is or. So it is not cold or not raining. Fifth question is, if it is raining, then we will go and play football. So there are again two statements, P as it is raining, Q we will go, R we will play football. It is combination of three simple statements. So statement pattern is P implies if it is raining, then we will go and play football. So Q and R. P implies Q and R. So its negation is given by P and negation of Q and or. So in with negation of Q and R, this is P and negation of Q or negation of R. So in statement form, it is raining for P and we will not go or not play football. This is for negation P or negation of R. I hope you understand this. So next question. Next question of exercise 1.3 is again question number 3. It's sixth question. Root 2 is a rational number. Now here it is only one statement, simple statement. It is not compound statement. So negation of P is the answer of this question. Negation of P means root 2 is not a rational number. So here is not compound statement, so no need to go with P and Q. Seventh question, all natural numbers are whole numbers. Now it is some natural numbers are not whole numbers is negation of given statement. All natural numbers are whole numbers. It is quantified statement. So for quantified statements, we cannot bifurcate it with P and Q and all. We directly write its negation. So next question. For all n belongs to n, natural number, n square plus n plus 2 is divisible by 4. Let's see its answer. There exists n belongs to n such that n square plus n plus 2 is not divisible by 4 is negation of given question. Only one statement, one line answer is expected from you for quantified statements. Next quantified statement, there exists x belongs to n such that x minus 17 is less than 20. What will be this negation? Its negation is for all x belongs to n, x minus 17 is greater than or equal to 20. This is all about question number 3. Now exercise 1.3 and its question number 4 is on converse, inverse and contrapositive of statements. So write converse, inverse and contrapositive of the following statements. First question is if question is asked for converse, inverse and contrapositive, no doubt question will be in the form of if then, means implication form. So if x is less than y, then x square is less than y square. For x and y belongs to real number. So if P, then Q is the form. So P is x less than y, Q is x square less than y square. So first of all we bifurcate them in P and Q. Let P is equal to x is less than y, Q is x square is less than y square, and given statement pattern is in the form of P implies Q. Now we know that converse of this statement is Q implies P. So its converse is Q implies P. So we write this in statement form as if x square less than y square, then x is less than y. For all x and y belongs to real number set. This is converse of given statement. Now we move to inverse. Inverse is nothing but negation sign for P and Q. So negation of P implies negation of Q is inverse of P implies Q, and in statement form it is negation of P means opposite of x less than y. x less than y का opposite होता है x greater than or equal to y, and negation of Q means opposite of x square is less than y square. So its opposite is x square greater than or equal to y square. So our final answer is, if x is greater than or equal to y, then x square is less greater than or equal to y square. Again, for x comma y belongs to R is common condition. Now contrapositive is negation of P implies negation of, negation of Q implies negation of P, and in statement form it is negation if x square is greater than or equal to y square, then x is greater than or equal to y for all x comma y belongs to R. Like this, converse, inverse and contrapositive are obtained. Let's move to next question. Question number 2 of question 4. Question number 4 with same heading. Its second question. A family becomes literate if the woman in it is literate. So we need to bifurcate P and Q. P is woman is literate. Q is a family becomes literate, because here if is in between the statement. It is not started with if. So after if it is P, and the remaining portion is then portion, it is Q. So given statement is P implies Q. Its converse Q implies P. In statement form it is written as, if a family becomes literate, then woman in it is literate. Remember here if is shifted to starting of this statement, and if is replaced with then. So it is Q implies P is called converse. Now inverse, negation of P implies negation of Q. In statement form it is, if the woman in the family is not literate, then the family does not become literate. Question number, same question. Third, contrapositive. Contrapositive is obtained by negation of Q implies negation of P, and in statement form it is, if a family does not become literate, then the woman in the family is not literate. This is second question of main question 4. Let's move to next one. Question number 4. If voltage increases, then current decreases. Again we bifurcate this with P and Q. P as voltage increases, Q as current decreases. So given statement pattern is in the form of P implies Q. Its converse Q implies P is, if current decreases, then voltage increases. If current decreases, then voltage increases. Its inverse, negation of P implies negation of Q, is if voltage does not increase, then current does not decrease. Its contrapositive, negation of Q implies negation of P is nothing but if current does not decrease, then voltage does not increase. Like this, we can solve